Hey everybody, Dorethia Kelly here, and boy, do we have a treat for you. I am here with our special guest, best-selling author Kanika Tolver, the author of Career Rehab. Yes, this is an amazing book, and I wanted to make sure that we brought her on to help you all with your career rehab yourself. I'm going to give Kanika a chance to tell us a little bit more about herself, but I'll just start with a little bit that I know. So Kanika is the CEO and founder of Career Rehab. She's based in Washington, D.C., and she helps clients transform their careers with her coaching programs, events, webinars, digital resources. And I know she's been all over doing interviews for every major brand you can think of lately to showcase the book and her skills as an in-demand career coach. She has been featured on CNN, CNBC, CBS Radio, Black Enterprise, Entrepreneur, of course, and the Washington Post. Radio interviews, podcasts, everything. So I am so excited to have you here with us. When I saw the book, as you well know, number one, I love the cover, so it grabbed my attention.
Thank you.
And then when I read it, I was like, this is awesome. And I think I saw you on LinkedIn, and I was like, I love your book. I ordered my book. And so I had to have you on to speak to my audience. So before we jump right in, if you could just give the audience a little bit more about you. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
So I am a wife. I have no children, but I've been married for a good a while. I am a woman in tech. So, by day I am a IT manager at the Department of Treasury. So I have been in the IT industry for over 15 years. I really enjoy helping other people, and I'm happy to be here with you today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What is Career Rehab? I want to know what Career Rehab is, and I want to know what made you write the book.
Okay, so Career Rehab was a concept that I developed for my own career because I was getting to a place where I was really stuck and I was unhappy. And I said, I'm going to check myself into Career Rehab. And I just, started to work on myself, work on my personal brand. And I left federal government to go into private sector, which is very unheard of in the DC area because it's pretty much a stable situation. So I really started to develop my personal brand in tech. And I started, I was making six figures at a young age. And then when I started career coaching and doing resumes, people started to come to me and ask me all these hard questions about their career. So then I was like, maybe I should write a book to kind of share all of the gems that I have applied to my career so I can help other people get the pay that they deserve, or to get a new job, or to get a promotion, or to maybe change careers. Because a lot of us get into industries and we feel like we don't like it anymore. So Career Rehab is really all about career renovations and restoring your career to a place that you're not stuck anymore.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I would agree with you 100% as someone who has had to do her own career rehab once or twice. You are on point with everything that you have in the book. So what does it mean? This is something that I talk about a lot as well. And I don't think a lot of employees get it because they never think of themselves as being a brand at work, but you most certainly are. So talk about a little bit, what is it? What does it mean to be a brand and not an employee? Because the two yield very different results.
They do. So I think we all have, I tweeted this week, women and minorities have naturally developed the employee mindset because of just things that we've done with our cultures, just stereotypes and how we've been raised. We've been thinking about being an employee, and we validated ourselves through job offers and job titles, where a brand doesn't care about what you call them. A brand doesn't care about their job title. They have defined their own path and lane for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So being a brand is saying, I am going to go above and beyond to do more than what I'm told. An employee only does what they're told to do.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So an employee, they have a manager. The manager gives them a task. But a brand is saying, I want to stand out at meetings. I want to do talks. I want to do presentations. I want to build healthy relationships with my stakeholders, with my team members, and with leadership, so they know that I'm the real deal.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And what do you think? I think people really make a mistake here. I think that when it comes to having a personal brand at work, that talks about not only how you show up and what you do as far as showing your professional skills, but your soft skills.
Yes. So soft skills are very important to branding, because you can have all this technical knowledge about your industry, whether you're in finance, HR, IT. You can have all of these like technical things that you learned through college or through work experience. But a brand does very well. A person that has a branding mindset does very well at writing, communicating orally, through phone, through web conferencing.
Yes.
So I think sometimes people are very amazing at what they do, as far as from a technical perspective, but they're not enhancing their soft skills to stand out.
And let's do this, because I should have done this before I even brought the word up, because everyone doesn't know what it means. Tell us a little bit exactly what is a soft skill, and the technical piece is the hard skill. So talk a little bit about the soft skill, a definition, so people have a point of reference.
Sure. So soft skills really require you to tap into different ways of doing effective communication, ideally. So soft skills includes, writing reports, writing briefings, writing presentations, and then also delivering that and presenting those things at meetings, at conferences, on a weekly status call.
Yes.
So that's where your soft skills. Being able to be an active listener, is also another good soft skill to be able to do.
Manners. Just having manners.
Being respectful, and being engaging, being transparent.
Yes.
Those are just all things that we probably do within personal relationships that we have with people that we love, but it's also something that we should do more at work.
It is. It really is. It's showing up in a way, and I know people say, well, I don't care if anyone at work likes me, but honestly, it matters. Not everyone will not like you, and that's okay, but there's got to be somebody that likes you, that says you're a nice person, a kind person, that you not only show up pleasant, but you get the work done and you can communicate effectively. So those are some things that I think people just miss when it comes to their personal branding at work.
Yeah, and it to me, I think it helps you shine, because somebody may be looking at you and saying, wow, I got a new opportunity in my office, or maybe I want to promote her, or maybe I moved from another company and another employee that I work with at another company says, hey, I got this opening. So you never know how your soft skills could help you to advance within your career.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. I see this done wrong way too many times. So now a lot of us, so some of us have been working from home our entire careers, or recent years. Others, they're struggling a little bit with the work from home, but then they're also struggling with those virtual interviews. So share a little bit about, now that most job interviews are being done virtually for at least this time period over the next few months, how can people prepare, and how can they make sure they are successful at the job interview? That some people just show up better in person. So now people have to be trained how to show up online, how to show up virtually. How can they do that?
So one thing that you can do is you can really maximize using these tools and practice. I just think we already have been utilizing Zoom for a while. We've been using Google Hangout for a while. But I think the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you are practicing with a family member or another colleague or friend before you jump on the interview. Practice understanding how to use the tools, but also practice understanding how to articulate your brand through your resume and your LinkedIn profile on video, because it's a lot different than doing it, you know, in a conference room at a formal interview that you would have in person.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing that you can do is you can also focus in on making sure that you have proper lighting within your space, and you also set your space up to make sure that there's less distractions in the background. A lot of people want to do video interviews, but you don't need a whole bunch of junk in the background of your space.
That's right.
Yeah. And the next thing that you can do is you can also make sure that you dress properly from the waist up. You know, I'm not saying that you have to like put on a suit and all that stuff, but I think, you know, from your top, you know, make sure that you have basic attire. So when I mean basic, I'm saying white collar shirt, black blazer, you know, solid colors, nothing flashy, nothing overpowering, you know, what you're trying to convey, because they want to hear from you. They don't want to hear from your outfit. Right. So that's very important too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would agree 100%. I think that people get nervous and they just overthink it, but they really just need to look at it as if they were sitting in the room in a conference room. It actually saves them time and energy because you don't have to worry about traffic, driving, getting fully dressed. Right. So it's actually, if you look at it, it's probably a bonus actually.
It is. I think it's a bonus, is a win-win for everyone that is involved. Sometimes there will be more than one person on the interview video, so you have to make sure that you be able to connect with each person on the panel if it's a panel interview as well.
Yes, absolutely. And here's the other thing. Even if they say it's only audio, dress in case somebody changes their mind at the last minute. Right. Always dress and be ready. I have seen this happen, and people were panicking because they weren't prepared for a video interview because they were told it would be audio only. So just be prepared for whatever comes.
Whatever may come, yep. So, I mean, I think it's important to ask the recruiter or the hiring, the HR person before the interview happens. Normally a phone screening is audio first. If they like you, if they really like you and the phone screening goes really well, then 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a video interview next. They can't just blindly give you a job without seeing you, connecting with you, and knowing who you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So in Career Rehab, you talk about marketing your career like an ad. Explain that. I really like the way you outlined that. So explain that for everybody.
So the ad stands for the word ad, ADS. The acronym stands for accomplishing, dominating. About being career sad and how we're going to flip sad and make it ads. So I feel like when you market yourself, when you market your brand, you're going to accomplish dominating success. People see you. People get to really, really get to know who you are, because the same way we see billboards and we see commercials and we see all these things that we're walking down the street when we're at the mall or when we're in a shopping center, it's the same way with your career. You have to learn how to figure out ways so people can see you. So marketing yourself like an ad is making sure you have at least the foundational things that we need: a resume and a LinkedIn profile, right?
Right.
I mean, that's the foundation of our brand. But being seen is like white papers, blogs, online portfolio. Those are things that you can reshare on social media, on LinkedIn, or even to the hiring manager to show like, I am a subject matter expert, and I have gone above and beyond to create other artifacts and documents to show that.
That is so true and so necessary. Again, I think that everybody wants a promotion, everybody wants to make more money, but they haven't shown their depth of knowledge. And then they wonder how other people get the jobs, other people get the recognition, but maybe they didn't Google that person or research that person to know they've got white papers, or they did a presentation at this conference, or they did the presentation for the company back last year or whenever. Those things put you in front of people that can help make decisions about where you go next.
Agreed. Agreed. 100% agree.
Absolutely. So you talk about getting money, power, and respect. What is the best way to get that within? We know this is a big deal.
Yeah.
Money and respect for sure.
Yeah.
How can people get this in a work environment, and how can they avoid some of the frustrations that they find when they're on this path?
So one of the things that you have to understand getting the money, power, respect is you have to learn how to strategically play the game. And I think that so many people don't understand that in the corporate America, within the workplace, you have to learn how. So I'm not saying I'm not a big supporter of conforming to bad work environments and conforming to bad leadership. What I'm saying is you have to learn how to build relationships with people, because outside of you doing your job, in order to get that level of respect, it's going to come through relationships. So let's talk about money first. Okay. Everybody wants money, but then they get the money, but they don't get the respect at work. I've seen it plenty of times before. Everybody wants the 6-figure salary, they get the 6-figure job, but then they totally being disrespected. So in order to get the money and the respect, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to, like we said earlier in this conversation, is you're going to have to build your brand. That's where the respect comes.
That's right.
That's where the respect comes, because if you are leading conversations, talks at conferences, as we talked about, you have white papers, you have presentations, you have gone above and beyond to do more than just your job, they have no other reason but to respect you. They normally don't respect people who are employee mindset, because they only do what they're told to do. So I think that's important. So if you get the money, also get the respect by showing up every day and showing what your unique offering is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then the power is, I just think that you have the career power to basically continue to grow, continue to get new jobs, continue to get more advancement in your current role or in a new role. That's power, when you can say, I've had this money, I want more money. I have this brand, and this is the respect that I've been giving. That's power for you to continue to always ask for more money, more benefits, and everything that you want for your career. So that's the money, power, and respect formula.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Another thing that I believe is very helpful for people, and even I struggled with this myself, is just documenting your wins. Because sometimes you need to remind people what you accomplished throughout the year. Don't put that in your leader's hands, or in, maybe somebody may have a mentor or sponsor. Don't put that in their hands. Own your career. So whatever wins, if somebody gave you an attaboy or kudos, anything, if you were able to say, this is something too, being a money person. When it comes to companies, if you ever save the company money, make sure you document it. Document how much you save, whether it's in FTEs, saving budget. Absolutely. Document. If you came up with a new process that saved money, you don't think it's important, or you may not think it's significant, because you're just doing your job in your eyes. I'm just doing my job. This is what you pay me to do. But guess what? You've saved them a ton of money. And that can work in your favor in review time, or if you're asking for a promotion or anything else. Even if you don't get it, it's documented, you brought it up, and they know that you are aware of your value. So we have to advocate for ourselves.
That's a very good point. I talk about that in the book, how brands, they keep a performance track record, and they do it on a weekly or bi-weekly or monthly basis, whatever is good for your schedule. But think about it. We have companies like Starbucks, we have Apple. When they launch out that new product, what they're doing, they're keeping a track record of their sales.
Yes. What
people like, what they dislike, how well it went. So it's the same thing when we have to start making the little things sound big.
That's right.
Stop dumbing yourself down because you report every week. If that report calculates X amount of dollars, or millions of dollars, or billions of dollars for something that is saving the company money, like you said,
yes,
please call that out in your resume, and call that out, all throughout. Even when you have conversations at the interviews, you want to call that out in the interview.
Yes, always, absolutely. So a lot of people have been, there are a lot of people going through serious career transition, whether they've been furloughed or laid off. What advice do you have for them in this environment? It can be pretty discouraging. It can be anytime you're laid off, there's a whole emotional thing that because we are tied to our work and making money, and whether it's good or bad, we place our value in some of that. And you want to be able to take care of your families. So what can people do who have been laid off and now find themselves looking for a job in an environment that may be a little rocky?
So I think it's important for us to all turn our current anxiety into accomplishments. We all feel so many different emotions right now with what's going on in the world.
Yes.
And I don't want to tell someone how to feel, but I think we need to take that negative energy and turn it into a positive thing. So the first thing that you could do is you could really learn how to navigate the new way of networking. Or I should say, it hasn't been new for me, but
right,
some people, right?
Yes,
yes. Just learn to navigate this online networking thing. Yes. Attend meetups, attend free webinars. This is where you meet the people that hold the power to a possible opportunity for you. Virtual career fairs, because we can't do anything. We can't go to face-to-face job fairs. We can't go to meetups. We can't go to happy hours anymore. We can't do anything in group settings for this temporary period of time. So what I would encourage you guys to do is to really reactivate your online presence on LinkedIn and connect with the recruiters, the HR professionals, the leaders, and always send information to them about jobs that you found at a specific company, and inbox them and introduce yourself and let them know, hey, I'm interested in this opportunity and here's my resume and cover letter. I would love to have a further conversation with you. Here's my email and phone number. You're going to start doing their job for them.
Right.
I mean, if you found a job and then you've connected with the recruiter on LinkedIn, then you kind of started to like put things in motion for them. So I would definitely also say, ask your family and friends to refer you into their company system.
Oh, that's good.
This is going to cut out the recruiter's job. This is going to cut out you blindly applying with like not knowing anyone. So if you have a friend on LinkedIn and they work at Deloitte or Booz Allen or Google or whatever company you want to work for, say, hey guy, hey John, I see that you guys have an opening. Do you think you refer my resume into the system? If you are, what you say you are on paper, I would trust that there's a big percentage of people that are willing to do that because they understand what you're going through and they may get a bonus out of the situation too.
Right. Most companies offer nice size bonuses for referrals. And a lot of companies prefer referrals because, like you just said, you made an excellent point. If referrals do the work for them, whether it's recruiter or direct hire, if they get a referral from a reputable employee, they're more likely to at least take a look at that. Exactly.
They're going to trust that. That goes back to relationship building. If I know that I am really a brand at work and you say, hey, Kanika, you guys are hiring. You think if I'm really all that I have tried to be far as my brand, HR is going to say, oh, no problem, Kanika. We're going to bring them in for the video interview.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's right. And I love what you were saying about the meetups. I think that's something when people think of meetups, they really only think of the fun stuff, learn Spanish. That was my thing. I want to join a meetup and learn Spanish. We don't necessarily think about it for our career, but there are a lot of opportunities there to meet people who are in the know and have the relationships to get you in certain companies.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of me participating in other people's, other groups, meetups. Leaders have contacted me to come and speak at go on meetup.com and Eventbrite and search for career-related meetups. A lot of these things are free, guys. All you got to do is turn your computer on and get on Zoom and join the conversation, and everything that you need, whether it's resume, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's, getting into a new industry. A lot of people already have these meetups online and they're doing them on a regular basis.
Yeah. And it's free. Like, this is the best time. There's so much free stuff out there that we used to have to pay.
Too much.
So,
People have transitioned and pivoted their career to do all of these things for free. So like I said, it's just about you going above and beyond to be hungry for the information.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was really good. How can I put this? Okay. What is something you think, and you probably have a long list, but what are some things, let me see, do I want to do one thing or some things? Whatever you feel, what comes. But
Okay.
I want to know how you feel that professionals sabotage their careers, sabotage their upward movements.
I think the first thing that employees do is they don't know their worth. They feel like they're less than. Mm-hmm. They don't feel like they're ready for the next level, or they don't feel like they're ready for that new opportunity. And sometimes it's fear. Sometimes fear can overpower your faith, and you get on the other side and you're like, why was I even scared? Like now that I got this new opportunity, or I've been able to get promoted, or I got this new role, I see that there was no need to fear. So I think that's one way that we sabotage ourselves within the workplace. I think another way people sabotage themselves is they're scared to want to stand out. Like they're scared to speak up in meetings. They scared to say, "Well, I'll volunteer. I'll do it." Or they're not willing to put themselves out there enough because they scared of, I may not do it right, or I may fail, or maybe I'm not that knowledgeable about what they need to volunteer for.
Yep. Maybe I'm not as smart as the other people in this room, and that is not true. So, and here's the other thing: even if you volunteer for something and you speak up and you take something on, and you may make some mistakes. We all make mistakes. Even those of us who have been in our careers for a very long time, you still are making mistakes.
Yeah.
Most likely less of them, but things happen, and it's okay, because I don't know anything that just can't be corrected. That was one of when I first started my career as an accounting clerk, that was one of the most comforting things that my boss at the time told me. I did something, and it was minor to him, but major to me. He's like, Dorothea, there's nothing you can do that we can't fix. And I think that is very comforting for people. They really need to realize that there aren't too many mistakes that you can make that can't be corrected if you are, like you said, on top of your game.
Yeah, and I think being open and talking to people about your mistakes and explaining to them what happened and why it was a mistake and why you went down that path, because people sometimes make a mistake, but they don't want to justify the mistake by saying, hey, I thought it was A plus B, but I know it's really not. And I really want to make you understand why I decided to do the project this way. I decided to do the deliverable this way. I think management is willing to understand with a good level of an explanation that makes logical sense. And to be honest with you, we're human beings. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to make mistakes. And I think the best way you learn on a job is by failing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And owning it, just own the mistake, come up with a resolution, and ask if it's okay to move forward with that, or if there's an alternative plan, versus just cowering and staying behind the scenes to where no one really knows who you are. You never step up for anything. So it's going to be very limited in how you advance.
It is. And I think sometimes people may not have the best leadership to feel like they can but then that's when you have to get another job.
That's a whole other interview in and of itself. Because that is huge.
People are carrying what I like to say. People are carrying a lot of career heartbreaks with them. So it's like they don't want to get into a new relationship with a new job, as I talk about in the book. and then they get into that relationship with a new job, and they feel like if they do something wrong, the way their old job treated them, the new job gonna treat them. You got to start off with a clean slate, and you have to, really do your research about the culture that you're going into, so you can make sure that you're not going into those same types of bad relationships with jobs.
Absolutely. I like the way you call it career heartbreak. It's very real. It is very real. I love it. I love the way you just broke everything down in this book. I really do. I know everyone's gonna love it. They're gonna be so excited to have it. So take a moment, because for people who don't have it, I want to make sure that they know how to reach out to you, how to contact you, get the book. So share how people can reach out to you.
So you guys can purchase the book on Amazon. You can also purchase the book at Barnes & Noble's, Books A Million, any major book retailer. You guys can reach me at kanikatolver.com. That's my website if you guys are interested in any coaching. I'm going to be having some more online events and programs coming up soon. And then if you guys want to just connect with me on social media, I normally try to respond to most messages on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. My handle is at Kanika Tolver on all social media. So I'm on pretty much on every social media outlet. But I would love to hear from you guys, and I would love to connect with all of the new readers that check out Career Rehab.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kanika. Yes, everyone, please follow Kanika Tolver on all social media. Make sure you get the book, Career Rehab, if you don't have it already. And Kanika, thank you so much. This has been wonderful. I have to have you back, and I appreciate your time. I know you're very busy, and I know everyone is going to enjoy what we have shared here in this interview.
Thank you so much for having me.